Oh, hi, it's me, the Sound Digger 001, your customized audio expert. Today, we're not going to talk about that awful Bluetooth garbage. Ew, how can Bluetooth bring sound quality? But relax, I'm not going to start by telling you, hey, buy this $400 IEM. That's the real music. Today, 5 hot sale IEMs that you can actually afford it. More specific, their price are all under 25 bucks. Let me introduce KZ EDX Pro, KZ EDX Pro X, TRUTHEAR Gate, ROSESELSA PHOTON Pro, and last one, Tanchijim 1. Today, we will review them as much details as possible across 3 aspects: first impression, feat, and sound quality. Now, let's dig in. First up, the KZ EDX Pro. The box is pretty low-key, but honestly, I think this design is quite clever. There's a small text combined with a full-flat diagram of the earbuds. It feels like I'm holding some kind of princess lap thing. Open the box, rather basic. Peel off this layer of the plastic shell, and there are the earbuds. The earbuds themselves are transparent in appearance, allow you to clearly see the internal structure. And the cable also uses a transparent material. Overall first impression, neither good nor bad, 6 out of 10. But I had bad experience when taking the earbuds out. You can see they are tightly wedged into the plastic shell. I actually had a hard time, they just can't take them out. In the end, I had to push against the soft plastic shell underneath to squeeze them out. That's further reinforcing the impression of the cheap packages. And next, let's talk about its feat. This accepts it's okay, neither good nor bad. Overall, this sits quite close to the ear. It's made of resin, so the weight isn't heavy either. Measured single earbud weighs 3.8 grams. Come to the sound-wise, it's clearly a vocal leading earbuds. Bass quantity is moderate, vocals are relatively close, and vocal detail is good. However, there's occasionally a slight flaw in the stability controls. Looking at the frequency response, you can see the small slop at 5 kHz and a relatively large bump around 12 kHz. Therefore, while high-frequency instruments are indeed bright, depending on the sound, they can sometimes have noticeable harshness. In certain scenarios, you might even feel the hi-hats and similar high frequencies are overly bright to the point of losing their sense of power. So if you need an IEM for gaming, or if you like listening to genres like ACG music, I wouldn't really recommend this one. But if you like rock, showgazing, Midwest emo, etc., its atmosphere is pretty good. Current reference price on Amazon is $70.99 now, same price for both mic or non-mic cable. However, since it's only offered the 3.5mm jack version, it means you need an additional dongle deck to use it with a phone. And next, also from KZ, the EDX Pro X. KZ, I understand you made an upgrade version distinguished from the EDX Pro, but please, next time, just don't copy the Xbox naming way, okay? I don't want to say another like EDX Series X Pro, something like that. Well, anyways, the puck design is basically the same expert larger, opening the box, same soft plastic, so same squid and mouth routine. And the cable box says, don't forget original intention of using earphones is to enjoy the music. Wow, very thought-provoking. Maybe next time I won't use earphones as a cable ties or wear them to watching, First impression, well, I admit the outer packaging is indeed better than the EDX Pro, so I give it a 7 out of 10. Fit-wise, also resin material, so not heavy. Measured single earbud weights 3.6 grams. However, it's necessary to mention that their feet follows the typical IEM styles. So, if you're doing multimedia tasks like gaming or watching movies or YouTube or whatever, I personally don't find it suitable. Personally, I can wear it probably no more than 2 hours. When I take them off, it just feels like my ears have been finally set free. And you might ask, isn't there any IEMs do better work for gaming or movies? Don't worry, we will get there. Keep it up the sound-wise. The tuning style of the EDX Pro and X is very similar. But compared to the EDX Pro, the vocals are pushed even closer to the Pro X. It enhanced the sense of presence. Spinning control is improved indeed, but the sense of presence in the tremp is reduced, though the sound still remains relatively bright. Note here, even though the EDX Pro X roll-off starts from the 70 Hz, it still results in an overall reduction in the bass quantity. So the mid-range vocal gain is quite prominent. This makes the EDX Pro X more like a vocal-focused fun IEM. So if you listen to a lot of pop or K-pop, you might consider this one. For gaming, AZZ music, or instrumental music, it might be a bit too harsh. Current price on Amazon, you can get a mic version in $70.99 now. Non-mic version, $1 less. Still 3.5mm cables only. Next up is the TRUTHEAR gate. IEM lovers definitely know the TRUTHEAR. Our Rockstar Chronicle collaborates with them on the Blue series. Actually, they released the Blue 2, so the Bluetooth device has been connected. But hey, if you can't connect the Bluetooth device, why not try to open the gate? Here we are, the TRUTHEAR gate. Speak of first impression. First of all, let me state for the record, I'm not Farrakhan. I'm really not. I just generally dig these samurai style outfits. And the katana, you gotta admit, is pretty damn cool, right? You talk about anime girls? What are you talking about? Step on me, please. Well, look, I gotta say, the TRUTHEAR's packaging stands at highest level amongst today's contenders. It just gives you this understand yet solid feeling. Nothing more, nothing less. Surprised to find the leather storage pouch included. Absolutely perfect, 10 out of 10. Fit-wise though, although it's lighter subjectively, which is measured 2.8 grams, but the shape of the shell doesn't seem to match my ear shape very well, giving a noticeable foreign body sensation. Stability is okay though, after getting used to it, it's acceptable. Sound-wise, the gate sound quality is noticeably better than the previous two. It mainly comes from the resolution, I think, and overall sound feels more balanced and dynamic, with good transition response. Looking at the frequency response, its low and mid frequencies appear smoother. There's a classic board peak around 3 kHz, enriching vocal details. The roll-off at 5.5 kHz is quite natural, so even though there's also a bump around 12 kHz, it doesn't feel particularly intrusive when maintaining the tremp brightness. Overall, it doesn't fatigue your ear. The only drawback is that instrumental performance can sound slightly thin, but if you listen more 808s than the real drum kits, its performance is still quite commendable. Because of the feed issue, I wouldn't really recommend it for covering your gaming needs. Current price on Amazon is $90.97. Add $1 if you want the microphone version. And it has the same issue. You need a DSP cable or dongle deck to use it with a phone. The fourth one, from ROSESELSA, a brand that even final audio, so-called Japanese hi-fi masters might take note from. I think they might have the PHOTON product before, but we will get straight to trying their fresh upgrades, the PHOTON Pro, to see how it performs. The outer packaging shows their effort. Nebula plus earbuds rendering. Maybe the boss was tired of being simple and white and black, but didn't want to step on the trend of slapping and random anime waifu on it, you know? Wow, I respect that. And guess what? Although it looks like the ordinary box, but it's actually a pull-up design. And please, make that clearer next time, so I don't have to scrap at the bottom of the box for ages. The rest is straightforward. What's impressive is how small it is. Single earbuds weighs only a mere 1.7 grams. Compared to the other IEMs, it's smaller by more than a size. This is actually perfect leads to the next part. Its feet. It's the best among all the earbuds today. Because it's so small, it barely needs to consider ergonomics. It's a simple, almost simplistic cylinder. You basically encounter no obstacle when wearing it. and there's no feeling of your ear being stretched. Because of its near weightless feet, the PHOTON Pro is the IEM amongst today's 5 that I consider most suitable for gaming. And sound-wise, the PHOTON Pro sounds is actually more neutral, references like with balanced frequencies. Compared to the previous 3, its vocals are set further back. After the gate sounds, PHOTON Pro might even sound slightly thin. Transition response is slightly worse than the gates, but the dynamic range is good. However, its instrumental performance is so far what I consider the best among these. Excellent resolution and very good tremp accuracy. Look at its frequency response. It reminds me of classical hi-fi IEMs like Western W40, though it makes the concessions for modern taste. The mid-range boost and tremp cuts still generally follows the IE 2019 Harman targeting curve. This still explains why its instrument's performance is so good. It has noticeable bump around 100 Hz, so it avoids excessive resonance from the low frequencies instruments near the sub-bass, and enhancing the part of the bass or kick drums that you can clearly hear. Next, the dip from 500 Hz to 2K Hz avoids issues like guitars or brass instruments sounding overly bright or harsh. But the trade-off is that the vocals in these aren't very prominent, but the details still sufficiently retained. In comparison, it's really not that easy to feel tired when you listen to this one. If you're a crazy fan of the particular singer and just one that's whispering in your ear sensation, this earbud definitely can't deliver. But other than that, I think its performance were across all genres, with particular strengths in jazz and purely instrumental music. On Amazon, the PHOTON Pro offers 2 options. The 3.5mm cable version is $17.99, and for an extra $2, which is $99.99 in total, you can get a Type-C version directly. No need for extra DSP cable or the dongle deck. If you only need a $90 earphones, why should I have to spend another $10 on the dongle deck just to use with a phone, right? You know what? Small body plus the Type-C cable, a bomb among these IEMs. Finally, our last contender today, the Tanchijim 1. My impression of the Tanchijim is still that dongle deck Luna literally engraved the waifu on the surface. Wow, that thing was really cool. But clearly, Tanchijim doesn't engrave waifus on every product. At least this Tanchijim 1, nope. Appearance-wise, compared to the others, this box feels more premium, which makes sense as it's also the most expensive one here today. Opening the sleeve, the inner box also feels high quality. You can see the Tanchijim logo on the front. Unusually for this price point, Tanchijim even included the carrying pouch. The earbud shells are cylindrical, similar to the PHOTON Pro, so the fit is naturally quite comfortable. However, since it's not the common IEM wearing style with the hook, it's closer to that flat hat directly in ear. But because the cable is relatively light, so there's not much severe microphonics. Perhaps due to the driver, it's not quite as small as the PHOTON Pro. Measured weight 2.6 grams. First impression, 8 out of 10. The why, being another IEM with relatively comfortable feet, didn't say it's suitable for gaming or movies? Don't worry, we'll get to the next part, sound. The sound quality of the Tanchijim 1 is the most disappointing one of the 5 today. Instrumentally, its resolution is passable and frequencies are reasonably balanced without being particularly harsh. However, I see this is precisely the biggest problem with the Tanchijim 1's tuning. Look at the frequency response. You can see its bass quantity is similar to the PHOTON Pro, but starting from 500 Hz up to the 2.5 kHz, it maintains a very general slope. The entire curve lacks prominent peaks. Instead, there's an odd bump around 1.5 kHz. This makes the Tanchijim 1's vocal sounds utterly lifeless and lacking in details. There's basically no issue with sibilant control, because there simply is no sibilance at all. The sounds of Tanchijim 1, it just feels like the singer is waiting to finish the performance quickly to get to the after party. It's very limp and weak. And moreover, the board, unremarkable plateau from 2K to 9K Hz, just give the entire sound a muddy, congested feel. With complexly arranged sounds, it sounds just messy. On Amazon, the version with DSP cable and mic even cost $27, so I truly say no reason to buy it. So, that concludes the review of these 5 IEMs today. In terms of sound quality, the one that gave me the most pleasant surprise was undoubtedly the TRUTHEAR gate. Very appealing. You have to admit, companies that have collaborated with Critical are just different. If you focus on music appreciation, I recommend you go straight for the TRUTHEAR gate. However, if you need one both for music and games, or you use them frequently for daily tasks, I recommend the all-around competent ROSESELSA PHOTON Pro. Although its appearance is slightly plain, but it really can indeed handle the gaming, movies, and music across various needs. Its excellent comfort also makes it very suitable for long-term use. Plus, it doesn't require a pairing with a dongle deck. You can use it directly. Its price of $70.99 is still considerable competitive among these 5. And one more thing, today I also recorded a sound test for you guys. So share your idea of which these earphones has a superior sound quality. Feel free to leave your comment down below. Alright, that's it for today's video. If you like this one, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe this channel, please. This means a lot to me. Keep exploring. I see you next week.
Cut you off. I knew something was wrong. I shouldn't have to call you back, 'cause now you're mad and you think I dropped the ball. That's a bridge I haven't crossed. Not my fault that you're pissed off. You shouldn't have to treat me like this. Treat me like this. Now I'm all alone once again. I just wanna talk and you don't wanna listen, baby. I don't get it all. She don't love me, she loves drugs and alcohol. She said that's how I'm involved. Everything that happened. Oh no, I don't wanna talk about it. Used to wanna talk to you, but lately I've been doubting. Shawty went outside, grabbed a bottle and she downed it. I thought I lost my sense of pride, but recently I found it. Once again, I'm back on the cycle. Walk inside the function thinking maybe I just might go. Me and your friends, really not that tight, ho. It's all good now, they all had to cut you off.